So I've played a few hours of TMNT, Mutants Unleashed, and besides a few things that do drag the experience down a little bit, I have really enjoyed my time with it. If I was going to pitch it to somebody, I would probably say that it's as if TMNT met Persona. There is a day and night calendar system where certain activities have to be completed within a certain amount of days, but until that time you can train your turtles, build bonds with people throughout the city, go on side quests, you get the idea. Each scenario is surprisingly story heavy. Some of that feels padded out a bit by dialogue that doesn't always flow very well, but I cared in the grand scheme of things. Even if the only other female human character so far besides April looks like they are intentionally trying to make her look blandly unappealing, which is rough to say given how much I actually sympathize with her. She's friends with Raph, and the two of them push each other to swim better, faster, regardless of what could hold them back. Weigh them down as they build each other up. Matter of fact, all the new human companions are as likable as they are. There is a homie that uses a drone and is best friends with Donatello. He plays football but would rather do anything else. Donnie even starts teaching him karate once it comes to light that he could be being bullied, which is a storyline I'm not gonna delve any further into for spoilers' sake. Mikey becomes friends with a guy who wants to be a content creator, someone I really sympathize with, especially with his struggles breaking into the space in order to build the life that he wants instead of the life that's already planned out for him. Leonardo seeks mentorship from a man who owns a mutant and human center that allows them to exist together, play sports, swim, prove that they are more than meets the eye. Leo gets tasked to coach a kickball team, having to be both a decision enforcer and a friend, proving that he can balance both out in order to effectively lead those that otherwise wouldn't follow. Splinter has a meditation minigame where the turtles imagine themselves in certain situations and then the combat encounters take place within them. This one is a drag so far. They have the power of imagination here, and yet it's the most basic survive the enemy type of levels you could possibly imagine. But the reason you are probably, hopefully, wondering about this game is for the story. It's actually pretty good, even if kinda generic. The story takes place after the events of the film, and even though you can understand the world and the characters without watching it, there are a lot of references that would hit a lot differently if you actually watch the movie. Anyway, newly mutated, mutants end up wreaking havoc in the city, with these new mutants being boxing bees, wrestling hippos, crab catapults, axe-wielding, tentacle-revealing zebra-kraken hybrids. The list goes on, each being able to be found with certain mutations that give them different abilities and make them more powerful in a variety of ways, which combat against them is a lot of fun, with you being able to fight solo or co-op, picking your turtle at the beginning, with the ones that aren't fighting alongside you still able to assist with special abilities. I would rather them fight alongside us with AI, or at least have one of them as a constant partner since you can play this game with split screen co-op, but this is what we have, and for what it isn't bad. It has a style system similar to DMC, or even Babylon's Fall, but far more forgiving, which I am pretty thankful for. Getting A and S ranks are almost guaranteed at the beginning. It took 3 hours for me to get my first A, I think, and it was mostly my fault for taking hits I could have easily dodged. That being said, it's not always the player's fault. The camera can be really tricky, especially in terms of perspective, in ways that can be pretty agitating. Sometimes the enemies are behind objects, which they become highlighted so you know, which is nice. Don't get me wrong, but you never know exactly where they are. They could be directly behind it, they could be behind another object that's hidden behind that one, they could be too high to attack from the ground, you have no idea. Due to that, sometimes they will be able to be harmed once you go back there to fight them, but because they can have bigger range than you, they can hit you from whatever position they are in, making you have to swap up and switch positions constantly in order to find the right one where you can actually whack the enemy before you. That is never never fun. It doesn't happen too often to be that big of a deal, but it breaks the flow of combat that comes with the style system. This isn't just a combat issue either though. When it comes to the platforming, you can miss jumps entirely, judge distance improperly, or feel like something cheap caused your character to just fall to the ground instead of grab the closest edge. I am admittedly not very good at platformers, but the platforming in this game is somehow harder for me than the last Souls-likes I played. You can chalk that up to an issue, but it definitely felt worth pointing out because man did I want to complain. There are some other complaints I have too. Some combos after unlocked are finicky if and when they work. Some special abilities can feel kind of underpowered when you need them the most. I'm not sure if once I miss items and such in levels if they are never available again, and things can start to feel repetitive kinda quick when you're playing alone. For a made-for-kids version of TMNT Persona, I've enjoyed almost every moment I've had with it, from the combat to the characters. It's been a lot of fun. Normally I don't play a game for 3 or 4 hours before I do a first impressions video, but once I started I never wanted to stop. Every plotline makes me want to see more, every secondary character feels significant, and I'm still finding new things the longer I play. I mean, as I am editing this, I've continued playing and unlocked pizza delivery and citizen request missions that I didn't have before, but will save what they are for a full review I hopefully do in the future. Anyway, I just wanted to make a small video to share my thoughts so far, and if you know what you're getting into, know if this is your kind of game, then you'll know if you may like it or not. It's one of those games that if you decide to try it because you want it to be something else, then you're gonna be disappointed. What it is isn't gonna be enough to win you over. I like it though, and I'm actually looking forward to dumping more hours into it. Thank you to Outright Games for giving me the key, the chance to review the game, and to experience this as I otherwise wouldn't have been able to. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Like if you liked it, dislike if you dislike it. For more news, reviews, and whatever we choose, stay tuned to Nerdsfeed. Have a great day. Thank you.